It's your girl Elle, and today I'm going to show you how to let go. Now, you know I like to get my space right. All right, so we're going to water our plants today. But I want to tell you why your relationship with your body is so important, and I mean so important. Because the thing is, you're always in it. You are literally always in your body. Like, I know that's like, yeah, well, duh, I know that. But if you really know and understand, then you know how important it is to take care of yourself. Not only externally, not just your skincare routine, not just going to the gym, but mentally, and also while things are happening. Like, we can get injuries on our body, and then what do? We put icy hot on it, or some natural remedy, or we wrap up like a sprained ankle or whatever. But what happens when that's on the inside? What do? Don't worry, you don't have to try to figure it out by yourself. Today, we're going to answer that question. All right, so reason number one, your body sends you messages before your mind does. Okay, did you know that your body actually feels things before your brain can actually put words to them? So that tight chest feeling, the shaky hands, that like uneasy stomach, like the drop, you know what I mean? That drop, yeah. The way I said it. But I get all those things, or like it'll get a little, clammy hands and all that stuff. All of that is your body communicating with you without words. It's telling you. So when you're ignoring it, you're basically like ghosting your own nervous system. Where can I sit? I had to switch spots because I was like standing awkwardly or like kneeling awkwardly. But anyway, learning to check in with your body is almost like learning an entirely new language because we don't do it all the time. We're not taught how to do that. That's something you kind of have to figure out. And even though we learn how to get in tune with our body a little bit more as we age, like through puberty and different things like that, we don't necessarily know to the level that we need to. Or sometimes we don't seek to understand as much because we don't understand why we need it. To me, I think it's a lifelong journey. But if you are pursuing understanding yourself a little bit more and understanding how your body actually works, then it's going to unlock a lot more clarity before your mind is even able to catch up. Because your body is that first responder, essentially. Think about if there's an emergency, then first responders come out. So think of the emergency as some stimulant happening to you. So you are the environment, and then something happens. That first responder is going to be a physical response. So if we can adjust that first response, then the second response will be even more efficient, if that makes sense. So if the first responder comes to your house or comes to whatever environment that the danger is in, and they don't have their stuff together, it's going to get worse. But if those first responders are organized and they know exactly what to do when they get there, then this big emergency suddenly becomes smaller and smaller until the issue is resolved. Reason number two, movement literally helps you process things. And I'm not saying literally like literally, but I mean like literally as in it actually does. Here's something a lot of people don't know, and I didn't know this either. Your body can process emotion through movement. When you're feeling stuck mentally, sometimes the best thing isn't to think harder, it's to move around. A walk, a stretch, even just changing your posture. Like just a second ago, I was kneeling really awkwardly. I had to sit down. That was weird. Because moving your body like that, or just changing your movement into a more natural state, somewhere where you're actually comfortable, then your body's like, hey, okay, we can chill, we can reset. Now I feel a little bit more comfortable in my conversation. Like even in other videos, whenever I first started, like not that I totally dislike it now, but I was standing up in my room and it was a lot more like, not dry necessarily, but it's not as relaxed. It's not as free as I actually feel, if that makes sense. I come off a little bit more like, and today we are going to, when I'm really not like that. But yeah, just even changing your posture, like I was saying before, can shift your emotional state. It's not just physical, it's chemical. Reason number three, and this is my favorite reason. Yeah, I have a favorite reason. Your body is the fastest way to the present moment because you can't be in the past and you can't physically be in the future either. When your mind is spiraling, worried about the future or worrying about the past, your body is the anchor. Think about it. Like seriously, your body literally cannot be in tomorrow or yesterday. So when you bring your awareness back to your body, back to your breath, back to your hands, back to your posture, you're grounding yourself in the present moment. That's why caring for your body is also a part of taking care of your mind and vice versa. And the reason why this one is my favorite is because whenever something goes on, you start sweating in the present moment, your stomach drops in the present moment, whatever it is in that moment. So if you can take a deep breath then, well, that wasn't a good one, but if you take a deep breath then and you adjust those other feelings, that first responder feeling, then that second response gets even better. Then you are already in a state of calm. I had a talk this weekend where I was talking about contrapposto, and contrapposto means to be physically relaxed. Usually it's shown in statues. It's a way to show that the person was relaxed. And you can see it in different statues like Michelangelo's David. So the person is physically relaxed in spite of an outside stimulant, or mentally relaxed in spite of an outside stimulant. And how can they show that if you can't talk to the statue? They show it physically. So physically getting into that contrapposto mode, whenever things are happening, or just in general, when you already start there, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I used to think whenever it's like, stay ready so you don't have to get ready, I used to be like, I'm ready, I'm bracing, almost like bracing myself for different things. But you can get ready by being so prepared for something, or so in a state of calm that no matter what comes at you, you are going to be prepared to deal with it, even if you don't know what's going on, because you know how to handle things. Okay, so this video isn't just about like physical things, it's also about reconnecting, because sometimes we find ourselves having a difficulty with connecting our body in that way because we have some sort of disconnect. This is about reconnecting, regaining some sort of control, and respecting the system that's been carrying you all the way up until this very moment. And that's exactly what we're about to practice next. So I have my journal. All right, so if you want to get your paper or something like that, you could do it online, but I would definitely recommend some sort of paper or something like that, because what we're about to do is going to end up being physical after, okay? And this is my letting go with intention. This is something that I like to share with people just because we get so busy and doing different things like that, and we don't always take a second to pay attention to our body or something that we might have carried. And sometimes you don't even know something that you've been carrying until you realize like, oh, I was carrying something this whole time, and if I would have let that go, then I could have been more at peace, my shoulders relaxed, and different things like that. So anyway, first we're going to create a space to reflect. This is my place to reflect. You know, got the incense going, got my plants watered. This is my space. This is my zone. But before we get into it, wherever your space is, we're going to take a deep breath in and hold. So ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I want you to think of a thought or belief or experience that keeps coming up for you. Usually in the negative tense, okay? That could be holding you back potentially. Something that makes you second guess yourself. Something that is holding you back or making you feel some type of way. Okay? Got it? Okay, good. So then let me get to my little page. Okay. Step number 2 is going to be externalize it visually. So I want you to think of whatever thought you had, I want you to put it into a shape or a symbol. It could be a heavy rock, it could be a storm cloud, it could be a knot, it could be a dagger. Whatever matches how it feels. And draw it right next to what you wrote. And this part doesn't have to be perfect, it's not about the art, but it's about getting it out of your head and onto paper. And step number 3 is going to be add what you want to feel instead. So now on the opposite side of the paper, or at the bottom, whatever it may be, I want you to write down what you would like to feel instead. Maybe it's calm, maybe it's confidence, maybe it's courage, maybe it's clarity. That was low-key a bar. Write it down, word for word, however you want. However you first heard it in your mind, write it down just like that. In bold letters. Then I want you to draw a shape or a symbol that represents that feeling. And for me, I'm going to take this page out. If you have it in a journal, we can do the same thing, because it'll make it easier for our next thing that we're going to do here. Dang, I'm writing hard. Okay, now this part is my favorite part. Step 4 is a physical release, okay? I want you to choose what you're going to do with that side of paper. We're going to let go of that side, okay? That first thing that we wrote, whatever it is, and that symbol, you can choose what you want to do. You can crumple that paper up, you can cut it up, you could fold it up, you could burn it in a safe place. Like I said, this is no safety class, but you can burn it up, whatever feels right to you in a safe way. Whatever you choose to do it with purpose so that your brain can understand. We're done carrying this. We're not going to hold this anymore. So for me, what feels right is to crumple. Okay, Kobe. I don't know why I did that because, well, I'm not good at basketball, but that's what felt right. So whatever it is for you. Now, I want you to hold on to that other side. I don't know if you can see mine. Mine says, I will succeed. Hold on to the side that represents what you want to feel instead. Keep it somewhere where you can see it. A journal, something like that. Even if you want to redesign it and have it as your lock screen or something like that. Let it be your visual reminder that you can choose to release what no longer serves you. And you can make space for something better. Give you little claps. You did something awesome. You just gave your body and your mind a moment to catch up. We don't always get to do that. You gave yourself a moment to pause, to reflect, to reset. That might have seemed small, but trust me, it makes a difference. Practices like this build stronger confidence, calmer mind, better focus, and just way more self-awareness in general. It's good for us to be self-aware. So, let me know in the comments what you chose for yourself. I said I will succeed, and I know you will too. And if this helped you at all, even just a tiny bit, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with somebody who might need this. Let me know if you want a printed version or some visuals. I can work on it. And if nobody's told you, I'm proud of you.